Look at that. That's some really nice transitions happening here. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet looking for art supplies to help you guys have a better experience, a cheaper experience, and a more effective experience when it comes to doing your own art. Now, we have done all kinds of things from markers to pencils. We've even done paper, and we are constantly adding more and more things. So if you have any suggestions or curiosity about any type of product, please drop me a comment and let me know, and I'll add it to the list. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. We have plenty of content that is already up and new content that is coming every single week. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode of Is It Worth It? And today we are going to be checking out Adaxi's dual-ended markers. They're alcohol-based markers. Adaxi was so very nice to actually give me this set of markers to test out, and so we are going to check those out. You know me, I love me some markers, so I'm very, very excited to see if these are going to be able to hold up, because they are amazingly cost-effective. So if they are actually worth it and can hold up, these will be a great buy for your beginners, intermediate, and we'll see if even your professionals are, good for using this. So come on, let's go check it out and see if they're actually worth it. All right, so as you can see, it comes in a nice pack, right? They give you the plastic, or not the plastic, but the cloth bag with a handle. Pretty standard for a lot of the cost-effective markers that you'll see on Amazon and Google and stuff like that. They all kind of come the same way, right? Which is, I'm assuming, a very cost-effective way. All right, so we open it up. Pull this. Oh, okay. So it comes with a place where you can actually put down your markers, so you can actually see what colors they are. I always find that very, very important, because just because it says yellow doesn't mean that it is yellow, and so, or the yellow that you're actually looking for. So it's really good to have that there. So I don't actually know if we can pull it out, but this actually has, here, let me try and show you. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got a nice little plastic case on the inside that is separated per marker. So each marker has their own space, which is absolutely fantastic. So they kind of stay in place, which I actually do enjoy, because I've had a couple other ones where they just throw the markers in there and it's all loose and weird. It just doesn't give that professional feel to it. And this one has a stand inside the bag, so that way they all stand straight up. It looks really professional, and that's really cool. Okay, now let's grab one of these markers. Okay, so the marker itself feels like a regular, it feels like a regular marker. Can't even complain. We've seen lots of these with the more squarish, the roundish square design. So that's really cool. I mean, it's pretty standard. The actual nib looks really strong, really good. Let's see. If it clicks. Oh, yep, see, that was good. Right, okay. So we've got a nice snap to it, right? So that's good. The bullet looks fine. And of course, you can look for the brush one as well, but I'm always a dual-ended. I like the nib and the chisel point, so that's me on that. So as you saw, the cap test works great. Right, so you don't have to worry about your cap flying all over the place. So, I mean, it's a pretty standard, solid marker. You've got all these colors. If I'm pretty sure that they have 162 colors or 168 colors. So there's plenty of colors for you to choose from. So what we need to find out now is how they hold up on paper and see what's going to happen there. All right, let's get back to our trusty book. Okay. There we go. So, you know, first things first, you're definitely going to use the yellow because that's the one that I always tend to have some type of issues with every marker. All right. There is a lot of marker that comes out at the very beginning, right? So you got to keep that in mind. It's got a little bit of feathering almost because when the ink comes out, it comes out a lot at the very beginning. But I have to say that it flows really well. The actual nib doesn't seem flimsy. It's got a nice sturdy tip to it. So that's good. And then, oh wow, look at how that comes out. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Wow. The flow on this yellow is amazing. Look at that. Okay, and then of course, you know, it dries. Whoops. It dries lighter than when it is wet, right? So this is where that extra sheet comes into play. You know, you can look at it and be like, that's the yellow I want, because I know that once it dries, it's gonna dry like this. And that is a very nice, rich yellow. So I like that. That's really good. Let's check out this red. Right, the red beads less, so the red actually has a lot more control in it. I mean, there's that, but if you have a light touch, right, and you're trying to do cross hatching, you can actually get some nice cross hatching, some nice lines, right? And the flow on this is great. Oh, look at that. It's just so nice. It flows out so quickly. It covers a lot. It's got a lot of coverage. No bead marks. No nothing. These are good. All right, let's try the blue. All right, we're gonna go through a gamut of colors. All right, it's got a nice blue. I'm thinking the biggest issue thus far is that, as you can see, right, like it beads at the top, like when you first put the marker down, right? And that's because there's so much ink coming out, you know, like that, just, you know, oh man, seeing it do that, right? The coverage of these colors is just, these markers are absolutely fantastic. Like it just flows out really, really fast and, you know, covers the paper really nicely. These are nice, and the colors are super vibrant. Look at that, right? So you can get in here and make some really nice lines, and even with the bullet, right, you can still come in and make some thicker lines. But the flow, you know, oh, the flow of that, the thick chisel marker is absolutely fantastic, which is great if you're actually trying to cover a large area. And I find myself having to do that and always worrying, will I be able to cover as much without it drying and all that kind of stuff. So having that, the flow, that's just nice. Like that's all I can say. It's like, that is just one nice feature, right? Such super vibrant colors. The flow is great. All right, look at that. These are some great colors. Look at that, and it dries nice. It's got a snap. These are good. Now, one thing that I have noticed about this company is the fact that they also do individual markers. Now, I have been told that the individual only ships to international countries and stuff like that. So if we here in the States want to use these colors, like, we can get the big packs, no problem, but individual markers, they are for international only right now. So if we show that there's enough interest in it, maybe they'll be able to make it available to us as well. But in the meantime, you know, picking up this pack, and it is very cost effective to pick these up. Look at these colors, man. Super vibrant colors. Even the brown, like all of these colors are flowing so nicely. Let's see how they blend. What do you say? Let's use some of these yellows. We'll do, we'll use this. We're gonna try different yellows. We're gonna try this yellow and that yellow. And then we're gonna go here to this orange. we're gonna try and make our way to orange, right? That might not be the right color, I don't think. Sorry, we're gonna try these 6 colors. Okay, you try this test and see how this works. All right, so we know that they flow really well. All right, so let's see how they flowed, how it works together. All right. Ooh, that snapped too. And of course, you know, I haven't tested this out before. Like, I don't know if they're the right colors, but it seems like it's working pretty well. Look at that. That's some really nice transitions happening here. Now, I can tell that the ones that I picked, there's these 2 that might be a little bit too dark, right? And generally what you do, you know, you'd come in and try and even them out by going over everything one more good time, right? You just kind of try and even it all out by going over it with the lightest color, right? Now, and that's just a trick if you're not using the blender. Like, I don't tend to use blenders for my markers, so it's just an easy little trick to get this nice blend. And as you saw, even beforehand, right, that blend was super nice. Like, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do it one more time, because that blend, even just like I said, just normal one marker to the other, you know, it's still a little wet. Come in, bam. Do this one. Okay. Like so. I mean, so if you are the type of person who likes to blend your colors, look at that. Just, I mean, these are some nice markers. What else did I mean, that is such a nice transition. I want to try, because I am the type of person who likes to do more graphic. So clearly, right, we need to make sure that it'll hold up. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry before we put another color on there. And while we're letting it dry, we'll just break out some pens, right? We're gonna do the pen test, a couple pens, see what we can actually do. Let's see if there's one more. Nope, we have a Faber-Castell already. I don't have my identity pen. Oh, the touch liner, there we go. Okay, so while that's drying, we're gonna go ahead and do our our pen. So this is touch. This is Micron. This one is Faber-Castell. This one is Copic. Super big one that I grabbed. And of course, the almighty identity pen. Right, we like our identity pen. All right, so, and we're gonna, obviously, we gotta use the different colors and see what happens. Generally, the crazy light ones are the ones that really, mess things up. So we're gonna lace that with yellow. Gonna put a pink on here. All right, then, I don't know, a vivid red. All right, we're just gonna try a bunch of different colors. Try a turquoise blue. I think that'll be enough, right? It'll be four colors. We'll see what happens, right? All right, and then this should have dried by now, so we're just gonna go ahead and take a nice darker orange, and we're just gonna, all right, so we're just gonna see how it likes to interact with its, marker counterpart. at that. Oh, man, it's nice and crisp, you know, once you get in there. So it holds up really. Look, the nice transition. It doesn't bleed a lot. And I think that, for me at least, is something that's really good. Like, you can really control the marker. This is fantastic stuff, you know? And even though you can still blend it, right? Look at that transition. Like, look at that. Look at that transition. That is great. All right, now let's take a look at these markers, see which one's bleeding, if any. So the yellow kind of pulled a little bit on all of them. Let's see. The touch marker has the least amount of bleed on the yellow. The identity pen is like bleeding. Copic has some pull. And then with the pink, touch has nothing. Everyone else is kind of bleeding. Identity pen is just having a hard time with this marker. And then red, they're pretty much all good. And then with the blue, all except the identity pen. So if you were to use these kind of markers, I would definitely, or I'd highly recommend either getting a Shinhan touch marker or liner or a Micron pen. Those seem to work really well with the least amount of bleed to them. So that is definitely something that I would check out. I don't really know. Oh, you know what? Let's look at the grays. Let's see about the grays real quick. I love grays. And like I said, the flow on these. And of course, you know, these are jumps. This is BG3 and then BG5, which is great for, you know, that I like these because it separates them. And I know they have a gray pack. Like, they have a gray marker pack, which is absolutely fantastic. Because I think that with some of these budget markers, or cost-effective markers, I'm sorry, they tend to only have like skip jumps, and they actually have a marker set that is just grays, and I think that's fantastic. And so you can see they got blue gray, they got green gray, they have a warm gray. Let's do that one. Right? So yeah, get that. Yeah. All right, so we just got done reviewing the Adaxi dual-ended alcohol marker set, and I mean, these things are great. I would highly recommend getting them. They have a very wide selection. Like I said, I believe it's 162 or 168 markers. It is absolutely fantastic. They flow really well. There's nice control. The nibs are great. They're cost effective. They are absolutely fantastic. And I went ahead and provided a link for you guys to go directly to them and get some good stuff from them, because I think that it's going to be very, very, that we show the support for this company, because they are absolutely fantastic. The customer service I've dealt with is absolutely top notch. And I'm gonna be honest, if you follow me on Instagram, you will start seeing a lot more posts from me with these markers, because I do believe that they're going to hold up in professional work. So I'm really looking forward to actually putting these markers to the test. But from just the testing of it, the vibrancy of it, the flow of the marker, which is huge for me, because if I can get less strokes and actually get a lot of coverage, absolutely time saver, fantastic. And these markers do it. There is only one other. If you look through all of the other markers that I have done reviews for, there is only one other that did that. And so to find another one that has a wider selection of markers is absolutely fantastic. So I don't think there's going to be a color that I won't be able to get. So I highly recommend getting these markers. Check out the link. Go ahead and get some. Just, it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. All right, so that wraps up this episode. I really hope you got something from it and that you enjoyed it. If you have a product that you would like me to test, please drop it in the comments below and I will add it to the list. And once again, if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I put up new content. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.